Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new coach support call. We are here live and ready, born to be a leader over here. Ava was just telling us that she wants us to count from 1 to 4. And I guess I should open up by saying this team is so excited that you're here, that you're watching. We are very much a family team. We are. So if you have children, if you have people you babysit.
Stop, Mommy. Tell everybody we count to 1 to 4.
All right, cool. 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right?
And
they're all
6,
counting.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Awesome. So we got real leaders. You guys, if I can raise a leader. All right, for real though. You want to watch a show? Because I got to lead this call. This is not your show, so it's fine. I'm so sorry. Anyways, this is for real. So we are going to get to the meat of the call, I promise. But seriously, family is welcome. We know that your lives are not Beachbody. We want to start out by saying that. And, we're really excited for you no matter where you are in your business. If this is like just a day or two, or if you're a couple months in, or even if you're just revisiting this and you're like in a phase of life where you just feel like you need some support, or maybe you're feeling like you're stuck and you need to go backwards, we want to make sure that you know that you have everything at your fingertips, like how to access it, and that you never feel like stupid asking questions, because we all know that like we've all been there. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I was always afraid to ask questions because I always felt like I was kind of like, oh my God, nobody knows what I'm thinking. I wasn't paying attention at this training. I don't know where to go for stuff, and that's okay. So this group really is about helping you like find what you need to be a new coach, right? So, and how to thrive in your business. Is this cool? Why don't you watch this? Is that good? Sorry, guys. But this group is basically, it's not going to be like a challenge group where it's self-guided or anything, but it will be there's a checklist for you, and there's also like, here, you want to watch that? So basically, Beachbody has done an awesome job of like actually creating like trainings for us. So in Beachbody Champions, if you're not in that page yet, we want to make sure that you go ahead and add yourself. It's available to anybody who's a Beachbody coach. You might get asked like a couple questions. I don't even know if you guys remember that part. But do you guys remember? Do they ask you questions? They ask you like for your coach ID or anything? They do, right? Yeah. Just to make sure you can get in. Yeah. So you'll know your coach ID. If you don't know your coach ID, that's okay. Make sure that before you even get in there, like that you're talking to your coach, like you're having a new coach call with them, understanding your goals, like making sure that you're really plugged in with your coach and knowing that this is like the community of support that is available to you. Like we're a family. We really do like work together, go through a lot together, and just help each other along the way. So the Beachbody Champions page has trainings in there. So it could get a little bit distracting. So what we encourage you to do is check out in our actual new coach group, the new coach workshop, there's a file section and there's a checklist. And the checklist kind of helps you go through what you're supposed to check out in Beachbody Champions. So it's more of like a self-guided training, and you have access to anything in there. And then on top of that, there's always going to be coaches or leaders in there providing different types of trainings. So like Beachbody is one of those where this business is not cookie cutter in the sense that it's like showing up to a new job and you're going to get everything handed to you on a silver platter, right? We do provide everything, but also you got to make the time to put in the work. So what I'd recommend for you is like using that checklist as a guide, because it is going to be the best way to do it. But also know that we have, accountability for you in a way that's going to be helping you understand that this is a business. Like, because if you treat something like a hobby, you're going to get paid like a hobby. But if you treat something like a business, you're going to get paid out like a business. So you do have to figure out a way to maybe understand why you're really, really doing this behind like the why. Like if you are a person that loves helping people, then you're going to strive off like helping people. That means that you move forward through that. There's a gem test you can take that we actually have in this group as well that helps you understand your personality. Maybe this is for money for you right now, and then you find a deeper meaning behind that. But the first things that we recommend doing is checking out Beachbody Champions. We actually have a team training page that walks you through the first 30. So it's the first 30 hours, the first 30 minutes, and the first 30 days of this business is all kind of like laid out what you can do it, when you can do it. If time scares you right now, that's normal. We understand that most people, and like I did, and Lindsay did, and Katie did, and even Jess, like that you work full time. And so finding pockets of time for this business is your biggest challenge, right? You're gonna maybe stay up later for your first year of your business. You might wake up earlier for your first year of your business. And you might just need things to like find ways to like motivate yourself. You might go on your lunch break or, you know, figure out a way to listen to personal development in your car. We're here to help you through some of that. And don't feel like a victim that you don't have time. Because if you really want this business, I promise you, we can help you identify a way to fit it into your life so you can have some freedom in the future. It just takes a little bit of hard work in the beginning. So our recommendation at this point is to don't be afraid to ask questions. Get yourself plugged into the Beachbody Champions page. If you've not had a new coach call with your coach yet, definitely get one lined up. It's okay if you have not. And then take the GEM test for yourself if you have not already. And then I also was going to recommend that you, if you haven't seen the first 30, you should have gotten an email about that. I know this seems like a lot, so like break it down for yourself. We're not asking you to do this in a day. Like this group is here to go at your pace. You only have a couple hours a week to work your business. That's cool. But we do want to help you start getting small wins, which is why we're here to push you a little and show you what you're made of, right? So getting on social media is going to be your first way to start making an income. And I'm going to have Lindsay and Katie kind of like lead the call next and talk a little bit more about how you can get yourself out there more on social media, what to do, like what to post about, and so on and so forth. So Lindsay, I was going to pass it over to you. Would you mind talking about like social media in your eyes and like what it was like as a new coach?
For sure. So I was, I guess what we would call like a slow starter to this business because I remember signing up. I remember going through the trainings. We had this amazing team website and these trainings that were developed by corporate. And I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. But what do I do? Like, what is it that I do as a coach? What is it that I need to be doing every day? How do I post about this? Do I just take a selfie with my Shaco cup, which I did for the first year of my business, which I look back now and I have to laugh about because you're going to find in this business that you're going to try something, it's going to work, and you're going to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. But we do have some steps for you guys to take when you're first starting your business. You're first saying, okay, I have a 2-year-old. When you're saying, okay, I'm brand new to this, I'm ready to go, but what do I do first? So the first thing that you are going to do as a coach, you're getting into the Beachbody Champions page, you print off your checklist, you're going through the self-guided training. Now you get that out of your mouth. Put the kitty down. Put her down. Put the kitty down. Thank you. We have a kitten and my 2-year-old keeps picking her up by the neck and trying to carry her around. Okay, sorry. So, no, the kitty. No, I'm sorry. Okay, so what you guys are going to do first is you are going to focus on yourself, which if y'all are a mom, a wife, an adult woman in this world, you know that that's hard to do because you always have all of these people that are pulling you and expecting these things from you. But the coolest part about this business and this company and this MLM and this thing that we are all falling in love with is that it forces you this is Henry. Okay, go get down. It forces you on a daily basis to put yourself first. So that means that as a coach, before you can show up for anybody else, before you can inspire other people, they need to see that you're doing it first, okay? So this means that you're doing your workout every day. You're picking a program from day one, you're taking your before photos, you're making your meal plan, whatever that looks like for you, because it's gonna look different for everybody. I hate to meal prep. I don't do it. I make some hard-boiled eggs and I make my meal plan for the week, but I don't prep all my food in advance because that's what works for me. But I do my workout. I share what I'm eating. I drink my Shakeology every day. Shh. Go watch the show. Right. He picks the loudest possible thing he can do as soon as I start talking. I'm showing up in my challenge groups every single day. I'm showing up in my challenge groups every single day. I'm reading personal development. So those 5 different areas, workout, meals, Shakeology, challenge groups, personal development, the first 5 things that I do with my business every single day, those are for me, okay? Once you start to take care of yourself, it is so much easier to find ways to share about it on social media and start leading with that and start sharing about it. And what's really, really cool about this business is that you're also going to learn that we don't just push products. We don't just sell things. We share what we're doing, but we can't share if we're not doing it, right? So get plugged into a program, take those photos, get your before and after photos, get your transformation, whatever it looks like for you, however that feels for you, and document it, okay? So once you start getting in that rhythm and finding that ferocious man, just chasing the cat going, wow. Nap time and it's not happening. So once you have those 5 things and you're focusing on those, you're taking care of yourself, now it's time to essentially let people know that you're open for business. So little quick tiny story. I was talking to one of my coaches the other day and she said, Lindsay, a friend of mine, I'm so excited because a friend of mine reached out and said, I noticed that you've been doing these Beachbody programs. Can you direct me to, do you know a coach? Because I want to get started. And she's like, it was a big aha moment for me because she didn't know that I was a coach. She didn't know that she could be doing this along with me. I loved that she saw me as somebody that is inspiring, and I obviously had a connection somewhere, but she didn't know that this is something I'm doing as a business and something that I'm running. So to me, that told me that, well, I'm doing my 5 things. I'm not transmitting that and letting people know you can do it with me. Let me help you. This is my job. I love it, but I'm open for business. So kind of like having a storefront, you wouldn't just open a store without putting a sign out front that says, hey, we're open. This is our new store. So you need to introduce yourself on social media as a coach. That's going to look different to everybody, guys. If you are uncomfortable doing it yourself, ask your coach to do it. I'm actually getting ready to do it for one of my new coaches. I'll post it on the PushPlay page so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But there's so many examples out there. But it can be as simple as giving a shortened version of why you found Beachbody, what it's done for you, and why you're excited to push or to pay it forward to other people. And then you say, I can't wait. I'm diving into my next group in 2 weeks. If you'd like to join me, let me know. Whatever the case may be, guys, do something that's comfortable for you. And again, if you don't want to do it, have your coach introduce you. But you need to let people know that you're open for business. This is a business now for you, and it's changed your life. And you're going to be seeing a lot more positive things from me. So unfollow me now if you don't like positivity in your life, because I'm about to put it all over your face. Just kidding. This is a feeling call. Wasn't meant to sound bad, and then it did. Anyways, okay. So then you're going to start sharing your journey, right? So you're living your life. You're open for business. People know you're open for business. Then you start to share. And we're going to have a lot of training in this team. Our monthly team calls are going to be about how you present yourself on social media, how to utilize Instagram stories, how to share your journey on a daily basis. But what I encourage you to do is to pick a platform. Pick Facebook, pick Instagram, pick Snapchat, pick Twitter, like whatever you want to use, and get really comfortable in 1 or 2 different platforms. Don't try to do it all. It's going to be overwhelming for you, mainly because each platform has its own algorithm. We're always going to be talking in our team about algorithms. Make sure you guys are using 30 hashtags in the comment section, not in the post section of your Instagram. Make sure on Facebook you're posting at this time of day so you're getting the most reads on your post. So it's just a lot of stuff to track if you're doing more than one platform, and you're going to be talking to different audiences and different platforms. Your Facebook is going to be your warm market. Those are the people that know you. Those are the people who you already have. Cat. Sorry. Cats can't eat
I was going to jump in there and talk about how much
expensive vet bill about to happen. You're going to have your warm market on Facebook, people that know you. Instagram is going to be people that are brand new to you. So get comfortable in that. If you need Instagram training, we know Instagram's new to a lot of people. Our team has, our upline, Christina Sellens, has developed this amazing Instagram 101 training that teaches you everything from hashtags to growing your following to using Instagram stories, how to get pictures that make your page pop, things like that. Let us know, and Carla, reading your comments. Let us know, and we'll get you plugged in. We'll get you the link to that page because it's actually a separate Facebook group, and that's a self-guided Instagram training as well. But that's what I have for you guys. Focus on yourself first. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody you're open for business. The one thing I mentioned personal development. That was number 5. And then start sharing your journey through your different platforms. I'm muting myself now.
Thanks, Lindsay. Awesome. See, guys, we're just, we're a bunch of people winging it in life, but honestly, that was great tips. And just to piggyback back off what she said, I think that one of the other things that I realized is that one point I was trying to do Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram, and now I'm kind of just focus all my energy on one platform, and that really helped me. So if you're starting, I know she might have said that, but that's a tip. So next is Katie. I almost called you Katie Lambert.
That's my name on here. I don't know how to switch it. I'm a little bit behind. So I'm always one step behind everyone else on the technology front. I'll be honest.
And she's still a diamond coach, y'all. So we're going to have Katie share a little bit more about her journey and help you guys with some more tips too. So Katie, I'll let you take it away.
To the point where today I went to change my city sticker and they're like, well, your name is Katie Lambert Wells. Is that how you have it formally? I was like, I just do whatever's easiest. Whatever's easiest for you all is easiest for me. So, but anyways, hello. I am so excited to be on this call with you guys. This is the first call I've been on in a little bit. So I want to, a couple things that Lindsay mentioned, I would 100% agree with. And, if you are not, or do not have access yet to the Christina Sellens Instagram training, I love it. It is nice because it's self-paced. So you don't have to, it's on your own time. So you can watch one video or one module and then, next week redo another. What I do is I take my whole monthly calendar and I'll write in I know Tuesdays are usually my slower day. So I'll put IG training on all the Tuesdays. That way it makes it easier for me to do. If I go in my planner and I write Instagram training Monday through Friday, I know realistically it's not going to happen with my schedule. So if I just start with one day a week, and you start chipping away at how to use it best, I find that to be easier. Also, again, I agree that if you it's a lot less overwhelming if you choose one avenue to start sharing your story, whether that be, I think the main two are Facebook and Instagram. And I love Instagram, but that you have so many people that still follow you from Facebook. So that's been a hard, thing for me, is that I'm all over Instagram. And then with Facebook, it's okay, do I want to share this with my third cousin who I never even talk to? I don't know. So I am all over Instagram. And then for Facebook, I more so share bigger things I want to share with them, milestone moments, things of that nature. Whereas Instagram, I'm on every day and I share in my story, and I also share in posts. But you see, usually, everyone kind of favors one or the other. And you can tell right away, which avenue they prefer. Like Lindsay, I was going to say that you have to start by basically sharing what you're doing. Okay, so whatever program it is, share that you're doing that. And it doesn't always have to be whatever the hot program is that month. So that's one thing that I've sort of gotten more comfortable doing, is that if you're not interested, in whatever the program is that everyone's doing that month, that's okay. You can still encourage people to do it and encourage people to do it with your team, because we have so much support in our team. But like for me right now, I'm doing a 3-week yoga program because I'm not cleared to do, Morning Meltdown 100. Do I want to do it? Absolutely. I already bought it, so it's waiting for me to do it. But right now, that's not what I can do. So I'm not going to share that I'm doing it every day because I'm doing my yoga program. So I want you to focus on being yourself. It doesn't mean you're pushing a product. Do I think everyone should love Morning Meltdown 100? Well, yeah, because I think the trainer's a badass and I think the program looks awesome. So I'm going to share that because that's just what I think. But you also have to share kind of where you're at right now in your season of life. We have so many people that are, pregnant or, have sprained ankles or whatever the case may be. And if they have to modify, if you have to modify something right now because of, whatever season you're in, maybe you're just wanting to focus on nutrition, whatever the case may be, share that with people. Don't feel like, oh, but I'm not doing Morning Meltdown like everyone else. Like I should be sharing this. Just be yourself and share where you're at, because that attracts more people than you know. One thing that I struggle with as a new coach that a lot of you might be thinking about is I didn't want to share things until I got good results. I didn't want to share, what I'm doing because I haven't had this huge transformation yet. At one point, I didn't want to become a coach until I did the 3-day refresh and 21-day fix, and then I got really great results. Okay, now I can be a coach, right? But what I found is that so many more people my story resonated with, or I was connecting with so many more people when they saw my struggle and they saw my befores, or they saw where I was at, or they saw, hey, I'm stressed with grad school and working 3 jobs and, I'm not happy with the weight I've put on. They understood that more than they understood some great after pictures, right? Because they want to find a way to, you're looking for a way to connect with other people. So you kind of have to share your struggles just as much as you share your successes, even though I know at first that's really, really hard. That was really hard for me. And so in the beginning as a new coach, I did sound like, here's my shake. And I sounded kind of like salesy or I want to say like generic because I didn't know what to share. And now looking back, it all made sense. Like I should have just shared me. I am a busy grad school student. I am, planning my wedding. I am doing this because the more that I now start doing that, I connect with those people. When I was planning my wedding, I had all these girls who were also trying to get in shape for their wedding that were reaching out to me. When after I had my son and I put on 60 pounds, right? I had all these people around me suddenly that could connect with my story and that were like, I'm also expecting, what are you doing? And what can I be doing now and after, right? And now, more so, I just lost my daughter last month. And so that's something that I've been sharing more with everyone, and I'm able to connect more with people now. I've been talking a lot about like spirituality and my faith and focusing on my mindset, and I'm connecting with people that way. So it doesn't always have to be fitness, before and after photos. I feel like people connect with you as a person because they can go anywhere to get a coach. They can go to beachbody.com and sign up and they'll just link them with a coach. But they're reaching out to you because in some way what you're sharing is connecting with them. So my advice to you as new coaches is to just keep it simple and just share what you're doing. Don't feel forced to post Shakeology every single day. Just be as natural and authentically you as you can, and that will attract people who may be in the same season of life as you, or maybe the girl you used to be. I took a training once and they said, remember to post to the girl you used to be. And I always thought that was one of the best tips ever that I took away, because I used to be like a cardio crazy girl on the treadmill running an hour to burn off whatever calories I tracked in my app that day. that was who I used to be. So, you know, post to the girl you used to be, because you connected with that girl and now your life is different because you've taken on a different approach. So remember the girl you used to be, share how this has helped you change, be authentically you, and share your struggle as much as your successes. Those were my big, you know, tips or tricks that I wanted to share with you guys. If it feels icky, don't do it. Sometimes I find myself as a new coach looking at other people's pages, like what are they posting, and kind of tweaking or stealing or copying it to because I thought it was a good idea. And it might have, you know, helped me in some ways, but it in some ways felt icky because it wasn't 100% me. And it is your business and it's your style and it's however you want to do it. So my best advice to you is do what makes you feel comfortable. The second you feel like, you know, this isn't really my style, then take, you know, a person's advice with a grain of salt, even if it's something I say, you know, like, oh, she is not my style. And that is fine. Like, you're not going to be everyone's style. But, you know, take it with a grain of salt and say, this is how I kind of want to go about it, or this is how I want to invite people. This is how I want to share. And just own that. Because people can sense also, you know, as well as I, people can sense confidence. And when you're, you know, true to your story and you're sharing your journey and you know, people can see your excitement about a program and people can see, you know, you're not really into it. So make sure that you're just being authentically you and you're sharing whatever season of life it is that you're in and how this is helping you in that season.
Love it. That was awesome. Katie, thank you. And you're like, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think it's hard to be a little bit vulnerable, you guys. And it takes that like one post, like the one time where you're like, if you're scared to do something, sometimes. Mommy. Am I being too loud or something? All right. But it takes.
No,
like,
Mommy, stop.
Okay, can you go watch it over there then? Is that okay?
I can't.
If you ever feel like you have a post and you're like, I don't know if I should share this, like maybe share it in our coach group and honestly get some confidence there and be like, how does this sound? And then put it on your page. You know what I mean? Like lean hard on us with the community style. So we have a couple other topics that we wanted to share. Ladies, thank you for sharing, by the way. Despite all of our distractions and craziness, right, guys? Thanks for sticking with us. But if you could, let us know what questions you have at this point. Like we would love to hear from you guys because we don't want to ever feel like we're just talking at you. Like obviously we're sharing our tips, but maybe you've heard all this before, or maybe you need to hear something else right now. Does anyone have anything they're like struggling with or they have questions on right now before like I mention a couple other topics that would help? Anyone on the call have anything that they want to know? And don't be afraid to ask. Sorry putting you guys on the spot, but no, might as well. All right, now. Okay, well, if you guys think of something, just type it in the comments because what I'm going to talk about next is a couple other things. So the basic things, because anybody who's watching this recording, that you need to know as a coach is, what's the matter? Oh, here you go. It's a skip. I know. Okay. So like if you are trying to keep yourself active, or if you like one of the things that you need to do in order to get like a paycheck and stuff is to keep your personal volume at 50 PV if you're a coach, which means 50 points. So like every product has like at a certain amount of volume points. So like Shakeology, for example, is 90 PV. So if you're not drinking Shakeology, that's okay. Some people don't drink it every month. They either, you know, do something else, like they drink like Energize and like Power Greens, and that helps them get to their PV. But it's very important that you, if you want to continue to get a paycheck, you want to make sure you're paying your business fee because you'll always get it. And then to stay active, you want to be getting your 50 PV. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Which pick one?
That one.
Okay, here. Good. Thank you. All right, go watch. Sorry. And then the other thing that's really important is that in order to make sure that you're actually making your money back, hey, can you please be a good girl? Thank you. Here you go. So in order to make sure that you're making your money back, we want to make sure you guys are creating small wins. Okay. So how to make your money back. Usually people sign up with Shakeology is you're going to be signing up 3 people. Okay. 3 people a month should be your goal because it's going to make you happy, your bank account happy. And if you have a spouse, it's going to make them happy too, because you're making an investment in yourself. Right. And we want to make sure that as you're progressing, that you are inviting to something. So we don't expect that you sign up with us and then run a challenge group and know how to do everything. Like your coach is going to really walk you through that part, but you do have to start having conversations with people. And the way to do that is to hit Success Club, because Success Club is going to set you up for a lot of things. So one, you're getting the customer the best deal. So how many in here had their coach sign them up with a challenge pack? Me. That means they love you because you're getting fitness, nutrition, and accountability at a super discounted price. So a lot of times we get scared to talk about this because we think that we're selling. And what I want you guys to know is that you're not selling people anything. You're providing them a solution that they have never had. So when you go into conversations talking to people, and all I can say is that yes, you want to hit Success Club, but what you need to do going into conversations in order to do that is make it about them. This isn't about you getting points. This is about them and their journey, and you're providing somebody a solution. So like Katie mentioned, when you're coming across on social media and you start posting, you're going to probably post something about a challenge group, right? People start liking your posts. You can simply go and have a conversation with them and thank them for liking your posts, because sharing your journey is hard, right? And it's not easy. So why don't you show some appreciation? That's like walking into a coffee shop and then grabbing a coffee and then somebody saying, thank you for your purchase, right? So you're thanking people. This is how it works as a business. It's kind of like a simple model. It's just untraditional. So you're going to start a conversation with somebody and you're going to try to figure out the best way to get them to understand the solution that we have. But by doing that, you're going to ask them a lot of questions about what they've been through, like Katie was talking about and Lindsay was talking about. I mean, you don't know my backstory either, but I was like, I worked in a gym and I used to overeat. Like I used to sit on the couch eating watermelon and be like, why am I not skinny? You know, 1, because I wasn't holding myself accountable to workouts, and 2, I didn't know how to eat. So when you start asking people questions, you become a good listener, you're building a relationship with somebody. And again, you have this solution in the back pocket. So you're going to be able to identify what's going on in their life and what happened to them in the past where it didn't work, because they're looking to you as a solution. You have it. So don't think you're a salesperson. You're not. You're just like a solution provider. You are the person that always, you know, it's kind of like this. And I won't get off on a tangent on this, but the way that I had to really think about this business, because I got caught up in the sales thing, was like, if you go to a restaurant and you find like a super dope, like cheeseburger, and you're like, dude, they have the best cheeseburgers, and you tell your friend about it because she's like, oh, I'm so sick of this town, like cheeseburgers suck. This is a silly example, right? And you're like, oh my God, no, like I just went to this restaurant and they had this cheeseburger, like you wouldn't believe. It's like on a brioche bun, it's got American cheese, you can pick any toppings you want, like you are going to love it, and wait till you see the side options. Are you a salesperson because you did that? No. You're a good friend for telling somebody something that you loved. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's all we're doing. So while Lindsay talked about sharing your journey, and while Katie talked about where her struggles were, we are the solution providers. And you guys already love the products, right? So why would it be so scary to share something that you love? Remind yourself that. So when you're having these conversations, we're going to ask questions. We're going to help you with those questions that you ask. For example, like we call them consulting questions. I know that sounds kind of like weird and like corporate, but it's not. Consulting questions are just trying to understand where people come from and where they're at, so you can offer them a great recommendation. Like Katie said, Katie can't do Morning Meltdown right now, because if I was like talking to her and I knew that she just, you know, went through, she's like postpartum and going through something emotional and she is not cleared to work out, I would be a dick to say, hey, why don't you do Morning Meltdown with us? No, I know she needs something a little bit more chill. So you have to ask people questions in order to understand where they're at in their life and what they can fit in their life to do that. I know it feels like it takes time, but you can have these conversations over a week span. You don't have to have them every day, right? So you are becoming a really good friend, a really good listener, and all of a sudden this mentor, because you're helping somebody get to a better place that they need to be. And that's really all us coaches do. Now, when it comes to Success Club, we can help you with these conversations. So if you get stuck on conversations, we encourage you to post them in the group, because maybe we can help you understand. Because a lot of times people are like, how much is it, right? How much is it? And then you get freeze up and you're like, oh, I don't want them to run away. It's okay. We can help you with that. Because sometimes we can have you either divert or just find a way to like tell that people the price in a way that makes sense to them, so it looks more of an investment versus an expense. Okay, if that's a question you guys have, we can help you answer it either on this call or whatever. But that's probably another big topic conversation you guys would say. But either way, let us know what you struggle with in conversations. The only way to get to Success Club is to help with conversations and have conversations. And I know it's scary, you guys, but making the time to do that is important. I see a chat here. Easy consulting questions is all I ask. The timer, super helpful. How active are you currently? Love it. What area of health are you looking to improve on? Nutrition, fitness, or both? And what is your style of fitness and what excites you? These are awesome. I don't even do that. I might steal some of these. We're going to share these. I do that too. Like I'll be like, hey, can you give me a typical example of what you eat in a day? And I'll put like a little in parentheses, like no judgment, no judging, promise. And I'll put like a smiley face. Because a lot of people are afraid to be like, well, I eat Pop-Tarts for breakfast after I screamed at my kids for 45 minutes because they wouldn't put on their shoes. And, but they're going to be like, oh, I had chicken and broccoli. And you're like, well, something's not adding up here, So like, make sure people know that they can be comfortable coming to you and like being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Lindsay, I like these. We're going to post these in the group. Could you post those in the group for us? That would help you guys, right? So the only way to hit Success Club, to get points, to get calls with Carl Deichler, Beachbody also. So when you hit Success Club, that means you're helping 3 people. Not only are you covering the cost of your Shakeology, you are also becoming a leader in this business. So like if you're hitting Success Club, you're going to be rewarded by Beachbody. You're going to get prizes. You are going to make 43% more money than the average bear, average coach, whatever you want to call it. And you can also earn money towards trips. If you follow coaches, they're probably annoying talking about how they're going to tropical vacations. This is a true story. The way that it works is every time that you hit Success Club, Beachbody kind of does this thing like if you've ever worked a job and you had like a 401k or something, like they match you. That's what Beachbody does. So if you hit Success Club points, they give you points that convert into dollars that you can spend on trips. My last 3 years of this business, I have earned enough to go to Mexico, like Riviera Maya, the Bahamas and Haiti on a freaking cruise ship. And then also now I'm earning towards, what's next year? Punta Cana? Yeah. So the Beachbody rewards you. Not only do they reward you with like little prizes month to month, but you can earn trips and you can take your family. You can get away from your kids or whatever. You can take your parents, you can take your brother, you can take your sister. Maybe you guys have never taken a trip together. You can take your best friend or your dog. I don't know about the dog. I lied about that. Maybe you could take a cat like Henry and like walk around like choking it to Mexico. That would be kind of fun. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to get the light here. I know I'm giving a lot of information to you guys, but Success Club is a big deal. Learn about it. Ask us about it. Try to make that your goal every month. If you don't hit it, the best part is you don't lose anything. You're not kicked off the team. It's just a goal for you to have. Do you know what I'm saying? Other than that, if you guys we can kind of, for sake of time, I wanted to know if there's anything else we can help with, but like ordering is a big thing. If you haven't scrolled around in the back office, like when you finally get somebody to order from you and you've gone through these conversations and you're like kind of feeling like somebody just wants to purchase from you, there's something called Share a Cart that's extremely easy to use. You can literally build a cart for people. All you need is their name, their email, and their flavor of Shakeology. and then you can send it to them via email, and they just purchase and make sure it's through you. There's also, okay, great. We're gonna have a different Paw Patrol. You want this one?
No.
Okay.
Paw Patrol.
What else, guys? What else can we share on this call with you that would help
I want that.
you
I want
like
that.
move forward in your business? Is there something else that like maybe we have not covered?
No, Mommy,
Katie, or-
no.
One thing I forgot to mention was making a big list. So I know when I first signed up as a coach, Carly had said to me, okay, I want you to make a list of every single person that you know. And I think I remember being like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna actually sit down and write a list of all these people that I know. All right, well, sure enough, after I had a couple people come to me and sign up with me and start a challenge group with me, I wasn't getting as much traction, or I wasn't able to help as many people. And then I came to the realization, people aren't just going to come to me all the time. I mean, that's not just coaching, that's life. So, I mean, people aren't just going to come to me. So not only do I need to continue sharing what I'm doing, but I also need to sit down and make this list, and I need to work off of it. So to this day, and I've expanded it, it's like, I think I have like 20 pages, and I literally just made like a Google Doc with columns and I'm a pen and paper person, so I don't have it on my, I don't have it online, so I actually write their names in, and then I'll put like a check mark anytime I've shared something with them, invited them. And so then I can see, how many contacts I've had or how many times I've talked to that person. Because it wouldn't really be, I'm someone where I feel like an asshole if I go, message someone inviting them when, oh shit, I actually just invited them last week and I didn't remember. I try my best to be a good people person, in the sense that I like to try my best to keep track of when I'm talking to people. So make sure, even though it sounds silly, to sit down and make this big list. I do now have a big list that I work off of, that I mark, that I even highlight people who do sign up with me, so that I know, like, this person is a customer. So maybe, a year down the road, we lost, communication, whatever, she fell off. I know she was at one point a customer with me, so I can always reach back out to her. So even if your list starts at like 20 people, it doesn't have to be, a big list. But what I would encourage you to do is go on your Instagram or whatever that main portal is that you want to focus on, and I would take down all those names. I know for Facebook you might be like, well, I have like 5,000 friends. Just start. You don't have to get to 5,000, but just start that list, and that's like a huge step in the right direction. And then, working off of it and sharing with them or inviting them the next time that you love a program you're doing or you love something that you've tried. But the list is going to be key, because I know sometimes we waste so much time sitting on our phone or our laptop and being like, who do I want to invite? Because you don't have a list put together. So the list has helped me tremendously. If you haven't done one, I would recommend doing a big list, big contact list.
Can I piggyback on Katie really fast? I'll keep it short. Okay, so I just want to piggyback on that. Once you have your list and once you start talking to people, what I have found is the difference between this company and what we have to offer people versus another MLM is this is not a get rich quick. We are not going to turn and start flipping all of these orders overnight, guys. But what we do is we build trust with people. It is hard to convince people, and you're never going to convince somebody. They have to be ready to do it. You're never going to convince somebody to start working out every single day. That's not something like saying, hey, come buy this nail polish that sticks on. It's really cool. Give it a shot. But the difference is that when somebody's ready for this and they see that you are consistent in your own journey and you're posting about it all day and you are showing up for yourself and your challengers in this business every single day, when they are ready, they are going to know who to come to talk to. But you have to get that conversation going somewhere. And so the difference in those is that, well, some companies that might look like, oh, they make a lot of money out of the gate. It's a quick Usually one-time sale. What we do is we build residual income by getting customers, converting them to discount coaches, building your own team. And so this doesn't happen overnight, you guys. You're not going to make a boatload of money overnight. You can make your investment back in the first month, absolutely, and that should be your goal by helping 3 people. That's going to get your initial challenge pack investment earned back. You can get your Shakeology paid for every single month by continuing to help 3 people. But it takes time to build trust with people. So give yourself patience, give yourself grace. Just know that while you're progressing in your own journey, people are watching. They might not be liking, they might not be commenting, but people who you talk to now are going to be your challengers 6 months from now. People who, because I want everybody on this call, how many times did your coach reach out to you before you were ready, before you said yes? How long did you follow them? How long did you stalk them? My coach reached out 3 times. I ghosted her the first 2 times. I didn't even respond to her message. I was in such a dark place. I was like, that looks like a lot of work. But as soon as she messaged me that first time, you better believe I looked at her posts every single day. I followed her journey. I watched those transformations. I thought, oh, she's doing another group, not ready this month. But then that 3rd time she reached out to me and she messaged me as I was sitting on my bedroom floor crying because my clothes didn't fit. And I saw she had another group coming. I'm like, you know what? This girl has proven that it works. She's proven to me that she isn't just flinging nail polish at me. And I just keep using nail polish because I just bought some Color Street and that stuff's kind of cool. But like, she's not flinging a product at me that she's going to sell me and I'm never going to hear from her again. Like, she has proven that she's done this, that she's the type of person that is willing to put in the work and put her money where her mouth is. Like, she's got that transformation and she's living this lifestyle and she's sharing it, and she's not perfect, but that's okay. So like Katie said, they're not buying a product from you guys. They're investing in you as your coach too. And I tell all my coaches that your job as a coach doesn't stop when you sell a challenge pack. That's when it starts. You are now their coach. You are now their mentor. You are now their friend. And I hope that in some way you can build a relationship with every one of your challengers. And that's where we're going to get into training with challenge groups and making sure that people continue to show up month after month. But I just wanted to say, give yourself patience. And if you don't jump out of this business, you know, guns blazing, hitting Success Club 10 your first month, doesn't mean you failed. It means that you're focusing on yourself. You're proving this to yourself. You're proving this to your family and friends. And sometimes your best friends and your family members, they're the hardest ones to convince. Jess and I are on the same team. And one of our coaches, Shanna, was so excited to shoot us a message today. She said, you guys, I just sold my sister a challenge pack. It took me 2 years. 2 years to convince her sister, who she's best friends with, to try Beachbody. And Shanna's been a coach now for 7 months. And it took her 2 years to get her sister to give this a shot. So be patient, share about it. And like I said, the people you talk to now, a no doesn't mean no. It means not right now, because they might not be at a place where this is what they need. But everybody can use this at some point in their life. So put in the work now, and I promise it'll pay off in the end.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that perspective. I think it's super important. And I hope that helped some of you guys, because it's so true. And like, just to piggyback off what Lindsay said, the last kind of topic that we want to talk to you guys about is in Beachbody, there's like 4 things, they call them the vital behaviors, that we kind of strive off of. And the only one that we really didn't talk about, so there's being a product of the product. We talked about how sharing your journey is important, right? Inviting, that means that you're inviting people on this journey with you as you're sharing on social media. There's 2 more. One is recognition, and that just means that you are recognizing. You can sometimes recognize yourself. Sometimes that's recognizing people within challenge groups. Sometimes it's just sending somebody a text message and maybe showing like your appreciation for them and saying, hey, I know you've been working really hard. You're an awesome mom, and I just wanted you to know that today. That creates a lot of really positive things. Like, I'm going to throw positivity in your face, like Lindsay said earlier, in your brain, okay? So the last and final piece of this, when Lindsay talked earlier on the call about working on yourself, the last part is personal development. And I know that word sounds kind of icky and it sounds creepy. Like, I remember going in the self-help book section and I was like, this is not something I need. This is only for people who are like have really up lives. Okay. Little did I know, I was masking all my problems with the drugs and alcohol at that point in my life also, right? So my point is, personal development is something that may not seem important to you, but at this point, like we've been sharing, you're sharing your journey, you've got a new community of people. At this point, your brain also needs more exercise than your body, okay? Because your brain and you are only going to be the one that gets you through this. You can show up in challenge groups. I could be standing next to you, cheering you on every day, showing up every day myself. But at some point, you have to start looking at you in the mirror and realizing that your brain needs some help, right? Because you're becoming this new version of yourself. So personal development means podcasts, books, I don't know. It can also be going to like live events and stuff. Like if you love like, I don't know, Rachel Hollis was in town, or somebody that you look up to that's like a motivational speaker. That's all things that are helping you grow your brain. So maybe just think of it as like, if personal development creeps you out, just think of it as like positive motivation in your life. So here's a couple ways to do it if you're super, super busy. Getting Audible is going to change your life, and listening to podcasts is also going to change your life. Here's when I do it. I'm a single mom. I do it when I'm when I'm wake up in the morning for 10 minutes, no matter what. It is a non-negotiable for me. I cannot survive without getting motivation and starting my day that way. I start my day with gratitude, and I start my day with positive development. Most of the things that I listen to are people who go from struggle to strength, because that motivates the living crap out of me. Okay. So we can give you suggestions on podcasts and stuff. When I'm doing the dishes, when I'm in my car, when I'm folding laundry, when I want to ignore my toddler, put some earbuds in, I listen, okay? You can also listen to books that way. If you like to sit down and read paper copy of your books, great. Set a goal for yourself daily. This is going to show up in your life in so many great ways. I can have Lindsay and Katie recommend their books, and then I know we're kind of pressed for time here, so thanks for sticking with us, but like my top 2 books that I would recommend for a new coach are going to be, one, The Compound Effect. I listened to that book and I was like, oh, this makes so much sense to me. It talks a lot about how doing things on a day-to-day basis compounds over time versus just trying to go after something really big in the beginning. This book will change your perspective on everything. The second thing that I would recommend is You Are a Badass by Jen Sinerko. She wrote a couple books. We might have the same book recommendations, but that will really light a fire under your butt. We can also put a list of them in there. We know this seems like we're asking a lot from you, but again, we're not here to let you stay the same. We're here to help you grow. We're here to help you become the version of you that you were meant to be, because you were here for a reason. So, Katie, Lindsay, do you guys have recommendations on books? Oh, okay. Lindsay's got one.
This is called Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. The concept behind it is clarifying your message so customers will listen. And what it's teaching me is how to turn my basic posts of look at me, I'm working out, into sharing it as part of my story and part of my journey. And it's helping me develop my captions. And more importantly, it's helping me show potential customers, having them in their minds see what I'm doing and visualize themselves in my shoes. And that's what this book is all about. He's a very, very talented basically brander, marketing person, I can't even think of the word, but he's helped multi-million-dollar companies change their brands. Apple, like all the big guys, change their brands so people can relate to them more and people can view themselves in what they're doing. So this is a really good business personal development book.
I loved The Compound Effect. I think that's an awesome one to read, like first and foremost. The other one that I would recommend is The Miracle Morning. So if you're someone who struggles with, you're like, oh, I wish I would have got this done earlier. You find yourself saying that a lot in your head, or if you're someone that might procrastinate, or you're a list person, but it just doesn't feel like you can get all the things on the list done. I recommend that book, The Miracle Morning. It really talks about how to expand your time and how to utilize your time in the morning, or if not the morning, you know, find your pocket of time to make, you know, to fit in the things that are going to keep you fulfilled and keep you growing as not only as a person, but a professional. I love that book.
I love that book too. And I was not a morning person. Good call, Katie. And Lindsay, I have to check that book out. I've never read it. Okay. Thanks, ladies. If you guys have suggestions on personal development books, maybe you're already into that stuff. I know I wasn't, so I just always say that's an encouraging thing. And honestly, you're still winning the day, you guys, if that's all you have time for. But again, that's growing yourself and your brain. Doing all that stuff is going to help you show up better in your workouts and sharing your journey and all of that. So you can't stress that enough. That's probably the most important thing. And I didn't do it for almost a full year before I started coaching. And shame on me for doing that, because I'd probably be much further along than I am. It's okay. That's part of my journey. So that's all we have at this point on the call. Does anyone have any questions for us at this point? Well, we appreciate the time, guys. Thank you so much for being on. We are seriously here for you. Think of us as like family that's like virtual. I know that sounds weird because we're a bunch of strangers, but for real, like, I don't think you'll ever meet a group of people that wants to see others succeed more and really help you become a better version of yourself, because that's what kind of fuels us, right? Like, it's not a show? Okay. And that's what got us here. Like, you know, another thing about that I was thinking about when Katie was sharing is that the biggest form of accountability is really selling your first challenge pack, because when you do that, it really helps you step up your game. Like you're now looking, somebody's now looking at you to be, you know, a guide, a light, a source. So don't give up on that until you actually feel that and you feel your first success. Because I guarantee you, when you get that first message and you help somebody lose weight or get through a really hard time in your life, it will change everything for you. So don't stop working until you get those moments. There's going to be hard times in this business, but we are always here for you. And honestly, it's more fun than anything. Get yourself to a live event. We have them quarterly here in whatever city you're in. There's something close to you. We have annual events. We always try to do little get-togethers. Try to get together with your coach. If you're not around anybody, let us know. Maybe we can find somebody and connect you with somebody else. But really, thank you guys so much for the time. We really appreciate it, and we're so, so excited for you. If there's anything we can do at all to make this more fun, better, more weird, whatever your flavor is, we got your back. All right? Hope you guys have a great night. And we got to take a picture, huh? Should we do that? Who wants to take one? My kid's using my phone. Does anyone want to take a picture? Okay. All right. This is what we do. And you can share this on social media. So we always take a pic, because sometimes you never know who's watching. You might want to be on a call with some cool people, right? Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Take care. I'll post the recording. See ya.